Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
So we have a coworker, and he's older. He just got his shoulder done, and then I think in like a couple of months he's going to get the other one done. He's been healing very well, but he has limited mobility. Watching him run his show, I'm like, how are you even doing that? That's crazy. But he wears sweats every single day. And normally he wears jeans and like a station shirt or a button up or whatever. So I can only assume that he doesn't get help when he wakes up in the morning. Maybe she wants to sleep in. And I'm like, man, you know, I know he misses his jeans, but limited mobility. I assume he doesn't have the jeans because now I'm talking it out because he has to go to the bathroom maybe, you know, and then he can't unbutton it himself. He'd need your help if you were in the bathroom with him.
That's a no.
But see, why? Another person needs your help and you wouldn't button a man's jeans?
A man asked me to help him with his pants. I'm out.
Wow. Really?
Yep.
An older man that just...
You know why? Because there's cameras everywhere, and that's going to end up on the internet within 10 minutes.
I got to get down a little bit lower.
It's exactly what it's going to look like. Somebody's going to text my wife, you know what your husband's been up to at work?
Yeah, move your head
That's all she needs is one good reason to leave, and that's it.
No,
I'm out. I'm not even risking it anymore. Listen, I'm really sorry to hear that you're immobile and everything like that, but you got to find somebody better than me.
I would say I understand what you're saying with this, but I didn't understand the fact that you had to call your mother-in-law when Trisha broke her elbows.
I didn't ask her to go rollerblading.
And you wouldn't wipe her butt for her. Like,
it's not that I want to. Listen, if her mother-in-law wouldn't have been able to come up and wipe her butt for her, I probably would have got around to it. I just said, wouldn't we both be more comfortable if your mom can come up here and wipe your butt? We were just married. We're still in the honeymoon phase, man.
You just got a cold turkey, that situation.
I just couldn't. I looked at her and I said, I love you, but I'm not wiping your butt.
I mean, I was beyond blessed with who I'm with right now. And the surgeries that I had. He actually wanted me to continue using
You're
his
fine.
services.
I'll keep doing it.
I said, no, I got it, honey. Are you sure?
They call that fecophilia, you know.
He is not a fecophiliac. Please do not start that rumor. That's a terrible rumor.
That is an actual condition. That's not a terrible rumor. Some people can't control it.
But that's a terrible...
They're just addicted to the poop.
That's gross. And that's not my husband. Trust me. He does not...
Anyone that does it without having to do it, I think falls into that category.
He just wanted me to make sure I was ready. I cannot believe I'm writing your name somewhere today where you will never find it and somebody will know something about you. I want to know, were you incapacitated at one point? You had a major surgery. You needed somebody to help you out. What lengths did you go to? I got to give a shout out to my mother-in-law. I was down at the hospital and I remember I had no control over what was going on with my body.
Vesuvius?
And I had to go into the bathroom and she hosed me down. I felt like a cow. You know how they move you through and they wash you down. And
you really stood in that stand-up shower and you turned around, she just hosed you down?
Because I had wires all over my body. I had plastic all over my arms so my IV wouldn't get wet. And I mean,
I try to think, do any of my in-laws love me that much? And the answer is clearly no. No. If I looked at my father-in-law and said, I got crap all over me, I need you to hose me down in the hospital bathroom, he'd say, good knowing you. And that's the last time I'd see him.
Who are these family members that you surround yourself with? You guys are cold-hearted.
Radio Paparazzi.
All right, so Bill Murray, old school comedy, okay? And he was accused of inappropriate behavior towards an unidentified woman on the set of a film, Being Mortal, which has now since shut down.
I had a difference of opinion with a woman I'm working with. I did something I thought was funny, and it wasn't taken that way. We're both professionals. We like each other's work. We like each other, I think. And if we can't really get along and trust each other, there's no point in going further, working together or making a movie as well. You know, the world's different than it was when I was a little kid. You know, what I always thought was funny as a little kid isn't necessarily the same as what's funny now. Things changed and the times changed. So it's important for me to figure it out. And I think the most important thing is that it's best for the other person. If it's not best for the other person, it doesn't matter what happens for me.
You know, that's how you don't get canceled. When you come out right away and then you kind of change your tactic and your ways and you are maybe more aware.
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
That's the big difference of how you should not get canceled. It was a mistake. He didn't intend for harm.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm sorry. I'm going to learn from this. And then you move on, right?
I wonder if they're going to start filming again, even though he did apologize.
You would hope so. You would hope that this wouldn't stop the filming.
Yeah, I would hope another human being would say, okay, he has since apologized. He's not going to act that way on set anymore, and we're all adults. All right, Post Malone, he recorded a video for an elementary school, mind you, in Staten Island, who sadly, they lost their principal, Mr. Phil Carello, and it was going to be his 50th birthday this past Friday, and he always loved listening to Post Malone.
What's going on, PS56 family? I'm very sorry to hear about your loss, and I heard that Principal Phil was a fan of my music. You know, I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope everybody continues to spread love, and I just want to say I'm so happy and so blessed that I can make an impact in somebody's life. And I hope you guys keep kicking ass.
Elementary.
I love you all very much.
They're all like, oh, okay.
Post Malone told me to kick ass.
There you go. DJ Khaled, much like many parents, if your kid wants a Happy Meal, you got to find a Happy Meal.
We at McDonald's, and my son wanted a Happy Meal. And we went to every McDonald's. They have no Happy Meals nowhere. I don't know why McDonald's don't have Happy Meals, but this McDonald's has a Happy Meal.
We get you a Happy Meal.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much.
Somebody get you the Happy Meal.
They're just losing their mind back there. We got you a Happy Meal. Blowing out their candles today, NASCAR's Kyle Busch is 37. The Rock is 50. And Donatella Versace is 67 today. Did you hear that Dan Aykroyd is getting a divorce after 40 years?
No.
Listen to this. Okay, so he and his wife, Donna, they've been married for 40 years. He said that they are now on separate life paths after 40 years together, remaining legally married, co-parenting, and they're business partners. Their kids are in their 40s. So why would they say co-parenting?
Right?
What does that mean?
Good call on that one.
They
Well, I suppose that has to do with the grandchildren then at that point.
Maybe. And I guess as long as, you know.
So why? So they don't want to get divorced because of the financial situation.
Yeah, maybe.
He's got his hands in like 9 or 10 different companies.
They're coworkers and business partners.
Films to booze to everything. Yeah. He's got his hands. You know what he is though right now? He's a UFO freak.
Really?
He's turned into a giant UFO. Freak is the wrong word. That's just what I use. But
enthusiast.
Yeah, that might be the better word for it. But he is all about what the government has been keeping from us.
Yeah.
He is all about how we need to prepare for the alien invasion, how we need to welcome them instead of think of them as a threat. He's into all of the things that would indicate that they were here thousands of years ago.
What would you do if you were approached? You're in your backyard, you're letting Addie out to go to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden there's a bright light on you. Like, how would you even
number one, that ain't going to happen because they're going to look for intelligent life. So I know they're not coming to my house.
Good point.
Number two, I would probably just be like, man, what do you want? Like, I would keep it to myself for a while first to see how I could exploit it for more money or fame.
Yeah.
And then I would unleash them on everybody else.
I would act excited to see them because I think they want maybe some people that are fearful because then you'll like do whatever they want.
I always carry around with me in my wallet
alien repellent?
No, a list of people I don't like with their addresses, and I would hand that over right away.
You don't have too far to go.
Yeah, I would say I would start with the purge with the people that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
And just see what happens there. See how they survive.
They will not want these people. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I just thought it was
kill, not to examine, just to knock off.
I thought it was funny that they just said we're going to continue co-parenting these women that are in their 40s. But sad news that they're done.
Yeah. What do you think happens? You spend 40 years together and then you're on different life paths. What does that mean?
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't believe in his alien foolish.
She's finally had enough.
Yes.
It's like,
I bet that's all he talks about.
Enough.
Yeah.
With the Reynolds wrap hat.
I know.
Enough with this.
Like when you're married to like someone that's really into politics but that doesn't really know what they're talking about.
And she also knows there's not going to be another Ghostbuster, so the money's kind of
There
run
is
dry.
another Ghostbusters just announced on Thursday. Yeah, he will be in it.
He's
the prequel.
Really?
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Oh. Nummy news, Chipotle honoring healthcare workers with a year worth of free meals. That's pretty incredible. So what you'll have to do, go on their website or on their Facebook, and then you can tag, and that's how you're nominating an amazing healthcare worker in your world. So go ahead and say exactly why you feel they deserve this. It's starting May 9th. They're going to choose 2,000 winners 2,000 winners from across the country. So
they're all going to get free Chipotle for a year?
Yeah.
Right on.
That's amazing.
I love when businesses like this step up and really, really show some appreciation to these people that are working hard for us.
Yeah, and they'll be directly notified and let them know. Come on by and get some delicious food. The former White House COVID-19 Respond Coordinator says that the U.S. should prepare for a summer surge.
Natural immunity wanes enough in the general population after 4 to 6 months that a significant surge is going to occur again. We should be preparing right now for a potential surge in the summer across the southern United States because we saw it in 2020 and we saw it in 2021. You need to test before you go if that area is in a surge and if you assess your risk and make sure that you're negative.
Do we know why it's higher risk in the South?
I have no idea.
Is that because
hasn't it always been a bigger risk in the South? Florida was a hotbed for so long. Arizona was a hotbed, but I just feel like that's weird because they said the opposite last time there was a surge. They were like, no, it's when you're indoors, and then when you're outdoors, have fun, mask off.
Remember, that was
enjoy.
the 4-month thing, though, so it should rotate 3 times a year as far as when we should expect surges, if that's correct.
Yeah. Emergency crews in Atlanta said that a pedal pub, which is massively heavy, flipped over while turning, injuring 15 people.
It had an accident occurred involving it, which was a multi-casualty incident for us. We had a total of 15 patients.
Atlanta Fire Rescue says the pedal pub was trying to make a turn here, and that is when it overturned. 10 people had minor injuries, 3 are in serious condition, and 2 are in critical condition this evening at Grady Hospital.
I mean, couldn't that happen at any time if you have heavier people on one side and then lighter people on another, and you just take the turn a little bit too quickly?
One of these pedal pubs my entire life.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of the novelty.
I think if you get like 8 of your friends together, the problem was it was like myself and Trish and then like I think 8 or 10 other people we didn't know.
Yeah.
We just like joined it.
I'd pretend to pedal.
Yeah.
I'd be that person. Just lightly hovering above the pedals.
You're the worst.
Everyone else do the work. All right, so Mother's Day is coming up this weekend. I'm excited to get together with all the women in my life that have birthed a child or
so do you get
mothering
for
a child.
Grandma and mom?
I got something for my mom, my sister, my brother's fiance, my grandmother, and my mother-in-law.
Oh,
so
interesting.
5.
I only got something for my wife.
Well, I bet she got something for everybody.
You think so?
Yes. Oh, yeah. She got something for Abby. She got something for her mom.
How much you spend on all these
For
people?
Tanya. Not a ton. I mean, probably $40 total. I mean, I got them a nice candle and a sweet treat. Got Grandma a new nail polish and a candle. So
I dropped $1,500.
You dropped $50. Oh, you got her a door.
Yeah.
I love you. Thanks for birthing 3 children and wrecking your nether regions. Here's a door.
She goes, I just want this door.
But
and
that's
I said,
like a family purchase.
Trish, no, because it wouldn't have been, my family purchase would have been painting the existing door. Hers was, let's get this new one.
Yeah.
I go, that's $1,500. She goes, I know, it's for Mother's Day. I said, yes, dear, and I ordered it like
you
the
know
good
you have to get her
husband I
like
am.
a little extra.
What else am I supposed to get her?
You have to get her something.
I already got her a door.
No. Get her like a hairdo or something.
What else does every wife or mother want?
I don't know. All right. So with Mother's Day almost here, they asked which actress would they want to play their mom.
Oh.
And who do you think scored the #1 spot?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman to play their mom?
Yeah.
No. She's always played like evil moms.
Oh.
No, that doesn't make sense. Julia Roberts at number 3. Number 2, Sally Field.
Yeah.
And then number 1, Meryl Streep. Always gets number 1 because she's like so... Just the way she talks.
Who would play
play
play your mom Jennifer in a movie if we wrote it up right now?
Who plays Misery? Who's Misery?
Oh, Kathy Bates.
Yes. My mom's delivery is Kathy Bates' delivery.
Good one.
Yeah. Who would you want? Which
I would have went
actress to
Sally
play
Field
your
on
mom?
that. I would want Sally Field to play my mom.
She's a sweetie. Except for the movie Sybil, where she was hearing all those voices. And anyway, sorry I ruined it for you. You want to play a little game with me? And it's you can only keep one of these inventions, all right?
Oh, okay.
I have like 5.
I'm pretty good at this. I feel like I'm a rational human.
5 different categories. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start in the kitchen. You can only keep one: an oven, a microwave, a refrigerator, or a dishwasher.
Oh, refrigerator for sure.
I don't know. I could live off cup of soup. So I'd say microwave.
I need some fresh stuff. I'd have to be able to keep it fresh longer, so I'm going fridge.
Always my best friend. Okay, so family room. You keep a computer, TV with cable, internet, or an iPad/tablet.
Well, the computer's no good without internet. Neither is the tablet.
Well, I mean, you got to pretend like you have access to everything.
I'd probably the laptop. I mean, you can stream things on there, and I'd keep the laptop.
Really? I'd say TV with cable, because I watch my Fox 9 News. I watch my Real Housewives. I watch a lot of things from cable TV. That's why Derek's like, let's go to Roku or like a smart TV and get rid of our cable. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I like to watch TV like that. Can you watch live TV with Roku?
Like you have Hulu on there and stuff. You can get live sports, I guess. But I mean, literally,
like the news.
My TV diet contains. It's really reruns of The Office.
Lame.
Before I go to sleep, and that's it. I mean, I get 20 minutes of TV a day.
Okay. I just watched the episode where Pam is pregnant with her second, and then she asks Dwight if she's still hot, and he just lays it out. You're not. You were at your peak at 24, and then it's just downhill, and then you had your first baby, and then you worked your weight off, and then you were hot, but now it's like nothing.
So genius.
Communication, Zoom, FaceTime, landline, telephone, or texting.
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 Yeah, that's the only way I can communicate with my children anymore.
I'm going to say texting, too. Transportation, 2 more. Transportation, car, bike, motorcycle.
Moped, because the moped
bus,
count there.
Or train.
Moped.
Is that what you think, motorcycle? It falls under that umbrella?
Yeah.
When's your first ride, by the way?
I'm getting texts from the guys in the mafia right now that are saying it's up and running.
Yeah.
I got the hog up and running. Ray texted last night, said I got it up and running. I know mine is good to go. I know Jay is up and running. I'm waiting on Paul. Haven't heard from him yet. Yeah, I mean, the mafia is ready to get out there. And again, we're not a bad gang.
Yeah.
We're a good gang, and we're going to be out helping to solve some problems.
But you don't need
in the community.
That's the thing. Like, police don't need you to do that.
Oh, you don't think so? Did I tell you about the time that we rolled up on the situation?
Yes, you did, and you were not needed.
No. And we rolled up, and we said we're here to help.
Thank you.
We said we're here to help, and they said we might have. There was like 9 squad cars there, and they said we might have it covered, but can you hang out for a minute just in case we don't?
They didn't say that last
we
part.
were there. We were there ready to help, and we were a little slower than the speeding squad cars.
I thought you said the cop says we got it. Thanks.
No, it wasn't like that.
And I says to him,
it might have been those words, but it wasn't really like that.
You might have said exactly that.
I could tell they wanted us to hang out in case it really went down.
All right. And then on rainy days, umbrella, galoshes, raincoat, or poncho. See, people had to develop and invent all of these things.
Put a hood up, man.
Put a hood up?
Yeah, I know. So I guess I'd go poncho.
I like a good raincoat. Or I like an umbrella. I like the clear ones like they have like in Tokyo where it comes all the way down half your body, and you're covered.
I don't think I own an umbrella.
Really?
I bet I haven't used one in a decade.
Geez, when I need one, there's not one around. When I have one around, I don't need it. Isn't that the case? And there you go. Well, if you played along with us, I mean, thanks.
Oh, what's going on?
They're drinking their orange juice and they don't care. Could be worse.
It's a lovely day.
So Tropicana out with what I think could be the grossest breakfast. It is now a cereal designed to eat with orange juice.
I heard about this, yes.
Nope. You can't mix orange juice and cereal. I don't even know what the flavor would be. I think it would just be citrusy, right? But it's coming out in 2 days, and I cannot get on board with that. I'm very particular with what I eat for breakfast, and there's one thing next to this Tropicana cereal that I think is just the most disgusting breakfast.
What?
Chocolate chip pancakes. They are the grossest thing.
Get the hell out of here.
I have a horrible memory tied to it. I went over and I stayed at my cousin Anna's house, and my Aunt Kathy, we woke up in the morning, and I'm not really a breakfast person anyway. Like, I'll nibble on like some mango or whatever, but she made like 3 flapjacks for each of us, and I didn't want them. And she was like, we're going to sit here until you eat it. Eat it all. And I remember the whole day just feeling like trash. And I'm like, I will forever hate these. I just have a bad memory.
What if your kid has to put chocolate chips in his pancake? But you'll never have chocolate chip pancakes again? You go to IHOP and you're all hungover and you won't go?
No.
Really?
I just can't. I can't stomach it physically and mentally. It did something to my psyche. weird.
I bet I haven't had like a conscious breakfast in 15 years. I just don't. But the one thing I do remember is I was a sophomore in college, and I know it was past the Christmas break, but my roommate had come back with like a half a pallet of SpaghettiOs. Okay. Like, this guy was a huge pothead. Ugh. So all he ever did was eat he wanted, so here's what he did. Like, guys, I hope your kids are in school already. But he took the money his parents gave him for the meal plan and just bought a ton of weed.
Okay.
All right. So he wasn't on any of the meal plans at school, not even like the 1 meal a day thing. So really all he did was ate Funyuns and drank soda.
Yeah.
But then he bought spaghetti, tons and we had cases of SpaghettiOs. And it would be a Sunday morning. And we'd just kind of be getting up. We'd have nothing to do. I'd be thinking, I'm trying to get a workout in about noon. And my roommate, Ben, would go over and he had an electric can opener.
Yeah.
And he would open the can of SpaghettiOs and eat them right out of the can.
Yuck. Not even warming them up.
Cold out of the can on a Sunday morning. And I would just look at him and be like, man, you were smoking your life away.
Yeah.
Like, he was so in rut of just smoking, eating those, eating Funyuns, drinking soda, smoking, eating those. I mean, it was, but forever and ever. And then I was at WeFest one year, and somebody whipped out a can of SpaghettiOs and started eating them in the morning, and I started vomiting like Mount Vesuvius. It just everywhere.
I love SpaghettiOs.
Just the sight of somebody eating a cold SpaghettiO brought back such PTSD that I started puking everywhere.
Well, maybe you're not a breakfast person. Maybe you are, but what is something that you will never be able to eat for breakfast? It's disgusting. Don't have it by me. Don't have it on the breakfast table. What is it? Let us know.
Any trips on the docket right now? I mean, do you have anything planned for you or your family? You're leaving the state, leaving the country, anything like that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I feel like we're going to do a staycation this summer, and then closer to Thanksgiving, we're going to cash in our miles that I have.
Oh, sure.
I have like $1,500 in plane tickets. And so I don't know. Liam wanted to go somewhere for his birthday, but everything's up in the air. I don't know.
Depending on Trisha's treatments go the next few, going to try and get away to Chicago for at least a weekend and to watch some Cub games. And then I ran across this. Flight attendants were all asked if they could give some packing tips. Okay. And I want to hit you with the top 3 and see if you agree with these. By the way, the one that made the honorable mention here, bring a water bottle, guys. Always bring a water bottle. Number one, because you're going to pay $6 for a little bottle of water at the airport. Plus, it's better for the environment. And it's going to be one of those things where you get on the plane and you get thirsty, and then they're just going to give you that little half a cup of water with a couple ice cubes in it. Bring your own water bottle.
They all have filter systems at the airport, so you're good.
Top 3, look for the most versatile things in your closet. Like, you can't pack anything. Choose stuff that can be dressy or, kind of a little bit and maybe not so much, and you're comfortable. Things that serve a couple of different purposes.
Okay.
You're looking for stuff that is a variety of situations that's covered, like jeans, plain T-shirts. Those kind of things can go either way. Number 2, do not fold your clothes.
Roll them.
Roll them, yeah. It's a space saver. It lets you pack things tightly without leaving creases. And the number one thing, what do you think is the number one tip that flight attendants give you when you're going to be traveling?
Probably pack your liquids to go under the plane.
No, right? The number one thing they say is make a list. Like, because you think about your trip days and days and days ahead of time. Start a list, whether it's just maybe on the notes thing on your phone.
Yeah.
But start a list of things you definitely do not want to forget, and then check that list right as you're leaving the home.
So I don't even want to think about what happened with Mexico this year. Like, we were just, who were we? Like Derek and I are always so organized. Bags in the car, so all we have to do is get up and go down to the car, but nothing was ready. We forgot everything, and I'm like, this will never happen to me again. Normally I have my list. And,
what was it? Were you just running late that morning? Or
I have no idea. I honestly don't.
When I
don't
saw you
know
guys
what
at the
happened.
airport, I was like, what's going on here? I thought you were going to get divorced.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, we were fighting the whole way down, and it was like, then we had to do like a reset. We parked the car, and I go, okay, clean slate. Let's walk in. People can't know we're fighting.
When I heard all this happen, I looked at my wife. I go, on the count of 3, name one person you're happy or not. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We both go, Derek.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, whatever. It was what it was. But it was like a great trip. That's the thing. Like the bookends were terrible. Got back and our car didn't start. Blizzard. But like the actual
Those 5
vacation
days in the sun were pretty awesome, weren't they?
Was really fun. Like it almost made me forget that I forgot a brush. Did you notice with my hair? I didn't even bring a brush. I had to use my fingers the whole time. That's crazy.
That's why you need a list.
That's why I need a list.
If you're planning on doing any traveling in the near future, make a list. That's the number one thing you should do so you're not like Kat.
Radio Paparazzi.
So this would be pretty incredible, and I think it might happen because it is at Ripley's, the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore when she sang this song to JFK.
Happy birthday to you.
It was back in 62. She wore this like flesh-colored, iconic, sparkling dress, Marilyn Monroe, and looks like Kim Kardashian might wear it to the Met Gala in New York, which would be insane.
Little presumptuous, isn't it?
Not really if you want to highlight a bit of history, but I don't think they can alter it. I mean, I don't know if it's allowed, and they had totally different bodies, so I think Kim K's waist is like a zero.
Listen, I don't care if you want to do like a replica. But I think you just leave that dress alone, man. Can't you just wear one that's made for you that looks like it?
That'd make some headlines, though. That'd be crazy. All right, Celine Dion. Dion, the best singer in the world. She is now postponing once again her Courage World Tour.
Well, here we are again. And I'm so sorry that we have to change our tour plans for Europe one more time. This is my health issues that is causing us to postpone some shows, and I need to be in top shape when I'm on stage because that's what you deserve.
Like, if you have not seen her in person, she is like beyond incredible.
Is it an energetic show?
Yeah, she's like bouncing from one end of the stage to another. She does like 6 costume changes, and then she sings and is not off key, not one moment. So she just wants to make sure she's okay. But yeah, she's been dealing with those muscle spasms, severe muscle spasms. She doesn't know why. So very sad news over the weekend. Country music legend Naomi Judd died at the age of 76. They just announced that they were going on tour. It was going to start in 5 months.
Well, then didn't they also get inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame the night afterwards, right?
Yes. Rumor is, not rumor, her daughter, Ashley, said that she's been dealing with some mental health issues and ended up taking her own life. No other details are going along with that, maybe to preserve that. But, I mean, it's going to get out. It did with Bob Saget. It's going to get out. But, I mean, well, nothing happened with Bob Saget. He just fell and bumped his head. But, I mean, do people really want to know how she took her life?
I think number one, it's none of our business, right? But number two, it's just sad when it's sad when they can't find what they need at a certain spot. I don't know any other way to say it, but it would be a terrible way to live.
Blowing out their candles today, we have Donatella Versace turning 67. Bend It Like Beckham. Mr. David is turning 47. And Lily Allen is 37. Oh, my God.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled Playhouse program for breaking news from the city of
Sauk Rapids. Look out, there's a bear looking for porridge.
What is going on with this?
There's a bear on the loose, and Facebook, the police department just posted saying that it is a smaller size bear, yet somebody that lives by Pleasant View that just saw the bear says it's not a small one. So you are asked not to approach that bear. Just let the DNR know.
Why can't they get a cardboard box with a stick and a string and put a picnic basket underneath it and then just trap them?
They're too wise. They're not like those drug dealers that win a laptop from Dateline. They know when they're going to get caught or not. So
listen, I told you guys a long time ago, if we keep going in the Bears woods, they're going to start coming into our town.
And now it's happening. And now, you know who I'm nervous for? The kids that stand at the bus stop. So if you have a minivan, make sure that, what, am I right?
How about the kids that are all going to get off buses one after another at Pleasant View?
It's gone by now. It was already at Pleasant. It's moved on. It's somewhere else.
If you were a bear and wanted to eat somebody, where else would you hang out but in elementary school?
It doesn't want to eat somebody. Bears are not out to eat people.
They're hungry all the time.
They're out to eat fish, and they're out to eat honey.
And little kids named Brendan, they really love.
Do not instill fear.
If your name is Haley.
I just wanted to let you know. It's an alert. Don't get eaten by a bear today. Not a way to start the work week. Okay?
No.
Sauk Rapids.
Good job. And this has been breaking news inside the Playhouse. 4 things that we think are pretty important on a Monday morning, like...
All right, St. Cloud going to celebrate the grand opening of a community center for veterans with a block party. It's going to be on May 7th, and it's going to be from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. 3rd Street is going to be closed off between 15th and 16th Avenue North, and they'll have refreshments and ribbon cutting.
Will there be fellowship?
There'll be friendship, fellowship, music, and then building tours. But the 5-star community center is a joint venture between the St. Cloud PD and then St. Cloud Stand Down and Disabled American Veterans. So somewhere for them to go and just kind of feel like they belong. I mean, it's a certain group of people when
just
they go.
Finding like people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People like you offer so much comfort.
Yep. What are you going through? What resources have you used to help yourself out a little bit
memories.
more? Yep,
good
memories.
All sorts of fun stuff.
Perfect. All right. So did you read at all over the weekend about this escaped Alabama inmate?
No.
Oh, my God.
It's like Prison Break?
This is like crazy stuff unfolding. And we don't know if it's true or not, but they're saying the woman that was the CEO, her name is Vicky White. She had this guy who was in jail for murder, capital murder.
Whoa.
And his name is Casey White. And they say they're not related.
Okay.
But she went to get him from prison to bring him for a mental health evaluation. Okay. And there are certain protocols that you have to go through. You have to have one more person with you. You can't just escort an inmate by yourself.
Especially dangerous for a woman to be escorting a male inmate, right?
And she's been there for over 20 years, exemplary employee. She has a blemish-free record. And they're saying, we are praying that she did not help this guy. But she has a gun, so he's now considered armed and dangerous. He's still on the lam.
Together?
They're gone together. I really hope that. I mean, I hope both ways didn't happen because she could be dead right now.
I mean, you would assume if she had a clean record that she was somehow overtaken and held hostage.
Yeah,
but because of sensationalism by the media, a.k.a. Cat.
No, Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office.
She makes it seem like they were sleeping together and he helped her break out.
They're saying already there's evidence suggesting that she helped the prisoner escape. But how crazy is this? This will be a movie. Mark my words, this will be a movie. And, I just think it's just wild that they're out there right now. They're hiding somewhere. How crazy.
It's like natural born killers.
Yes. Okay. New York legalized recreational marijuana consumption last year, but selling marijuana is prohibited. Now, peddlers in New York City, they're hawking their weed by schools, camouflaged as candy or ice cream cones.
Guys, come on.
I mean, you're really better.
You're really wrecking it for the rest of us.
There are enough adults out there that will buy this stuff from you. They have money. These kids don't have money. You're barking up the wrong tree, and you're going to go back to jail.
So here's what I'm guessing happened. You had a bunch of drug dealers who had a large supply on hand. And now the state says, listen, you can't sell it anymore. We're going to sell it through these dispensaries. So therefore, it's regulated and everything like that, like all these other states did.
Can't there be a weed consignment shop? Can't you bring your weed and then they can check it out and make sure it's good?
Part of the danger is anytime you buy drugs off the street, you don't know what's in them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if the state says, hey, we've run this through all these regulations, so if you'd like to buy your legal marijuana here, you know what's going to be in it.
Yeah.
And then you got all these drug dealers that are like, well, this place is open right down the street selling the same stuff I have. How do I get rid of my stash? They start selling weed ice cream.
That's crazy. But also flavored vape pens and gummy candies. This is not the world I grew up in. I used to have to bum a smoke for my cousin Bobby, and I'd have to pay like $20 for a cigarette. He knew how to make money.
Supply
but like,
and demand, baby.
Yeah, oh my God, talk to your kids. All right, we're talking Mother's Day coming up this weekend. 5 traits that people get from their moms. What do you think the trait is that you got from your mom?
Probably a sense of humor.
She was a funny lady. I don't think.
My mom chose her funny moments. She wasn't like the funniest in the crowd.
But it mattered when she said
it.
it.
It was potent.
All right. So people are saying good looks, sense of humor, work ethic, sensitivity, and compassion. I would say I got my work ethic from my mom. She's always worked very hard.
I got my large amount of sensitivity from my mom, too.
I'm sure. Okay. We already know you got sarcasm from your mom as well. So what did you get from your mom? What trait can you say, yeah, I got it from my mama? Go ahead and text us. All right, so got this Facebook message from Shailene. One of the many ways you can get a hold of us and we can put your business out on the radio. We can always change your name, too. That's the best part because your questions will get answered. Nobody will know who you are. So Shailene says, I'm engaged to be married. This is my fiance's 4th engagement, his 3rd marriage. He's 28.
Whoa, that's moving quick, huh?
He's really young for all of that to have happened to him. My family begging me not to marry, and if I do, believes that I should get a prenup. They say my fiance is after money, so Shailene must have money. So far, he is refusing to sign one. He says signing a prenup is bad luck because it says that we don't think the marriage is going to last. Should I side with my family or fiance? This smells like Dateline, does it not? It smells like Dateline. A Dateline story where this guy keeps marrying rich young girls and then they mysteriously end up in oil drums.
The question I was going to ask is, were the other marriages to rich people? If they were just like, normal day-to-day people, then I'd say, nah, you don't have anything to worry about. It was just around bad luck. You know what I mean?
I know it's faux pas to ask how much money she has, but like, do you really have that much money? Or the promise of making a bunch of money? Maybe you're about to come into money in case somebody passes away. I don't know Shailene's business, but I do know that there's a lot of marriages and a lot of engagements for being only 28 years old for him. So,
geez, 4 engagements?
Yeah.
In 10 years of being legally able to do it?
See, I understand
it's every
why
other year.
Your family has some issues with this. That's a little weird. I don't mind the concept of a prenup. If you have a business that you feel like is going to thrive and you are working your butt off, and I mean, it is kind of like I could see how someone would look at it like, oh, you're already expecting us to break up by having me sign this.
I feel like that's what a prenup says.
Yeah. But, I mean, you still have to protect yourself, you know? Obviously, you know this person enough to say yes to their engagement question, but do you really know them?
You would say sign the prenup.
I would say sign the prenup. I have no problem with it because I would sign one without an issue.
Unless you're crazy loaded, I think this is a bad way to start a marriage. Unless you're, I'm talking.
I don't know
crazy.
Shailene's business.
I'm like multi-millionaire, crazy loaded.
Yeah, I don't know. I would sign one because I'm not a money grubbing schmore like yourself.
I don't know anybody more addicted to money than you.
I'm addicted to making my own money.
How's Tabby doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Would you make sure that he signs a prenup, even if you weren't like super rich?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because that is a lot in such a short amount of time. And I look at it the same concept of like, and people probably won't agree with me, but like fathers, I don't foresee why any woman should ever feel offended about them getting a DNA test either.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I'm like, if you have nothing to worry about and you know wholeheartedly, you know, then you should have no reason. I don't know. I personally wouldn't even marry the guy.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you're bad luck, but yeah, definitely get that prenup signed. I don't know. That is crazy. There's something going on.
There is something
could just be a run of bad luck. How do you know these people didn't all die in unfortunate accidents?
Oh, my.
3 of them in a row.
I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, so Tabby says get the prenup for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for being on the show. Have a great day today.
So I got a Facebook message, or we did, to our Facebook account from Shailene. She says, I'm engaged to be married. This is my fiance's 4th engagement, but his 3rd marriage. Oh, yeah, so she'll be the 3rd marriage. He's 28. My family begging me not to marry, but if I do, they say I should get a prenup. They say my fiance is after my money. So far, he's refusing to sign one. He says signing a prenup is bad luck because it basically insinuates that you feel like the marriage is going to fail either way.
I kind of agree with that.
Should I side with my family or my fiance? I think it's an amazing concept if you have a business and then you have people that work for you that rely on you.
Protect that.
You could use that as an excuse, but it's a perfectly good excuse. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe Shailene is going to come into some family money, and this guy knows all about it. And he's like, I'm going to put a ring on it.
If your family's not going to give you babies and spoon with you on a Sunday night, then you got to get married.
I think that's illegal.
Get married. Now, Lindsay, I appreciate your patience. You've been down this road a couple of times.
Yeah, twice actually now.
Twice. All right. And how'd they end?
Terrible. Both absolutely terrible. I got taken for all I'm worth. I've done well for myself, and these men took advantage of me. And
I can only assume you're going to say, hey, do the prenup thing or don't get married at all.
Don't get married at all. Honestly, I just would say don't get married. For me, twice now, personally, it's been a nightmare. And, this relationship seems to have enough red flags already with him being married 3 times before. Yeah. And this being his 4th engagement. If her family's saying no, then she should really listen to them.
You agree?
Yes, I do. I think family always sniffs out stuff before you do because you're blinded by love. And so, I sniffed out plenty of times for a loved one. Sometimes they just don't listen. I don't want Shailene to learn the hard way. That would not be good. I want to know what happened to the other wives.
I want to know how much money this chick is worth.
Yeah.
To sign a listen, if it costs more to write up the prenup than you're worth, then that's a stupid move, right?
Right.
Reese is about to grab $100 cash. I got a good feeling about this, Reese.
Me too.
What are you doing right now?
Just on my way home.
Excellent. So, going back to bed or just going to get your day started yet?
Going back to bed.
Okay, so you work.
My little one had a little procedure this morning. So.
Oh, everything go okay?
Yeah, it went good.
Good. Happy to hear it. Well, let's let Mommy, kind of put the rest of the day into more good vibes with $100 cash. Here's how the game's going to work. You are going to sit there patiently while Kat reads a question. Then you're going to have 5 seconds to give us the right answer. Therefore, there's no time to Google. Now, to make the game even easier, we give you a lifeline. And to make it even easier, I let you choose the year in which you would hear some music. And you chose the year of?
2000.
Okay, so remember that. If you say lifeline to help yourself through a question, you're going to hear a song from the year 2000 where you'll have to give us artist and title. So let's get the game started. You got to answer quickly, Reese. Here comes your first question. Always the easiest, but remember, there is no time to Google.
What fruit do raisins come from?
Grape.
That is correct. That's exactly right. You're right.
You're totally right. Fun fact, raisins can cause kidney failure in dogs.
Oh, really?
So don't let them near raisins.
Grapes. Kat calls that baby wines. All right.
It's well, baby wines.
Question number 2. You still got your lifeline on your way to $100. There's no time to Google.
Which planet in the Milky Way is the biggest?
Jupiter.
Jupiter is...
Jupiter is correct.
That is correct. That's exactly
I would have thought it was Uranus.
Totally right. It's a good go-to.
All right. Before we get fired, question number 3. You still have your lifeline, Reese. You are doing as well as a human can. And here comes your third question. For $100 from Sylvan Learning Center of St. Cloud, there's no time to Google it.
What location served as the setting for many John Hughes movies?
Lifeline.
Yeah.
I can give you a state. Do you have a state?
I don't know why, but Massachusetts? No.
She didn't say lifeline, so we're going to give her that.
Okay.
Was it Ohio?
No, it's Illinois.
Oh.
Like the McAllisters.
Well, and
Shermer, Illinois.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off was in Chicago. So, all right. So, here's where the rubber meets the road. You're going to get 5 seconds of a really, really, really popular song from the year you chose, the year 2000. So, when the music ends, you will have 5 seconds to give us artist and title. Are you ready, Reese?
Yeah.
Good luck. Here's your jam.
I don't know it.
Just wrong.
Oh, no.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Now, it's wine season, Kat.
That it is.
My wife is very excited about it. I know you are. What's your go-to? If you had to just be able to pick out one type of bottle of wine today, maybe sit back and have a nice little dinner wine.
Well, it's got to be a sparkling wine or like a rosé. Yeah. Rosé all day. I like and I don't like drinking with your wife because I love the conversation, but if I'm done, I didn't know I wasn't done until she tells me I wasn't done.
Right. She's
oh, you're not done. Let me go in and refill that.
My wife believes in peer pressure heavily. She's very good at it, too.
It's not a cute pour either. It's like she has to walk carefully so it doesn't come over the glass.
Yeah.
You know, like it's that full.
My wife is a firm believer that a wine glass, no matter how big, is always too small.
That needs to go on a wall somewhere.
She's a connoisseur of the Moscato. She likes the Seven Daughters is her go-to. She has expensive taste, obviously, and then she's got if the Seven Daughters isn't available, she'll do the cupcake. She likes that, the cupcake Moscato.
Cupcake, yep.
So what I wanted to do today is I would want to go on the hunt here real quick for anyone else that believes that they might have the same kind of wine instincts that Kat does. And what I have in front of me are a whole bunch of names of maybe wines and for sure wines. As we bring forth Dalton to play a little wine game. What's going on today, Dalton? What are you up to, man?
Oh, I'm just doing a little inspection down in Howard Lake. I inspect water and sewer projects.
Right on. So you got a little time for some wine here. Now, what would you say is your favorite wine?
You know, I wasn't much for wine until I met my wife, and now we're kind of black box connoisseurs.
Look at you, fancy boy. All right. Dalton, what I'm going to do here is we're going to just kind of keep track on who gets these right. I will ask Kat. I'll give her a title, a name, and she will tell me whether it's a real wine or not. And we'll go back and forth. We'll start with Kat, and then we'll go to you. And when we're done here, whoever has the most points wins. All right? So, Kat, you ready to start?
I am ready.
Mad Housewife. Is that a real wine or not?
That is a real wine.
1 point for Kat. Well done.
Thank you.
Dalton, Spinny Room wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say that's fake.
It is fake. Well done. Kat, Jam Jar wine. Is that real or fake?
Jam Jar. That's a cute wine name, so I'm going to say yes.
Nice job.
Okay.
You guys are doing well today. Dalton, Let's Fight wine. Is that real or fake?
Definitely real.
It's not. That's a fake wine. I made that one up. Let's Fight wine does not exist. But if we were looking for a great name, that might be it. Kat, Find Me a Hunk wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say fake.
You're absolutely right. Good job. All right, Dalton, got to get back on the board. Kat's winning 3-1 here. Tipsy McStumble. Is that a real or a fake wine?
Fake.
Fake is correct. Well done.
Okay.
Kat, Hey Mambo. Hey Mambo.
Hey Mambo.
Is that a real or a fake wine?
Mambo Italiano. I'm going to say that is real.
It is real. Wow.
You need to buy me wine. Roll. I'm doing so well.
Anybody that spends as much time in the wine aisle as Kat does, though, is probably going to win this game. All right, Dalton, to keep pace here. Mommy's Time Out. Mommy's Time Out. Is that a real or a fake wine?
I'm going to say that's fake.
No, that's real. It's absolutely real. All right.
We gave out Mommy Time Out like a few Mother's Days ago.
Did we have some of this to give away?
Yes, yeah.
That's really cool. All right, Kat, Dark Side of the Moon wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say real.
Wow. You are spot on with this game. Well done.
Ask me anything about presidents, and I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
The English language, presidents, math, anything else. Dalton?
Kat, I think they have meetings on Wednesdays.
Isn't that supposed to be anonymous?
She goes for the donuts. Dalton, Cat's Crying Time. Cat's Crying Time. Is that a real or fake wine?
I'm going to say it's fake other than Kat's homebrew.
Yes, well done. Well, Kat, this will seal the deal. If you get this right, you absolutely outright win the contest.
Well, what do I get? I mean, he was going to get something.
Well, it's pride. You're playing for pride. I know you don't have much, so I'm trying to give you a little.
Right.
Kat, Middle Sister wine. The Middle Sister wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say fake.
Oh, you got one wrong.
Did
all right.
I? Oh.
Dalton, here's the deal. Get this right, and you tie, which means you win.
All right.
Foreplay wine. Foreplay wine. Is that real or fake?
Real.
Real is right. Dalton's a winner!
That is not true. He's not a winner.
He's a winner.
Won the last
yes,
one.
just because he won the last one. You're a winner. Good, sir. Congratulations. From the newsroom here in the Playhouse, we now go live to what earlier we noticed and has been reported is a bear sighting in beautiful Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Let's get to our reporter on the scene.
Every summer, thousands of pleasure-seeking tourists head for the great outdoor playgrounds of America. And a favorite spot is this wonderland of nature called
Sauk Rapids, Minnesota.
But while these eager beaver motorists are trying to get into
beautiful Sauk Rapids, Minnesota,
one rugged individualist is trying to get out.
I have had it, boo-boo. I'm gonna bust out of here.
How come, Yogi?
Every day it's the same old thing. Look at the bears, look at the bears, look at the bears.
Wake up with the Playhouse. KCLD.
First off, I want to say how thankful I am to live in an area where we're not reporting about a whole bunch of murders and gunshots and all sorts of really, really, really horrible things every single morning.
Yes, bears.
And where when one bear wanders into a little bit of an urban area, it becomes the top news of the day.
Some people don't remember. They were here long before us.
And they're going to be here a long time after us, guys.
Yeah. And don't approach them. Let the kids know to walk in groups and make sure they're the fastest one in the group.
Yeah, that's what, like I said, I went bear hunting once, and my old man paired me up with his 380-pound Special Forces retired friend.
Yep.
And just told me you don't have to run faster than the bear. You just got to run faster than him. So if
Best
he can
advice.
spread any advice to you today is always find somebody who's a little bit slower than you are in case there's a bear attack.
So weird.
Weird stuff.
Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird? No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
I've traveled my whole life, so it's really weird when I see people bring things that you really know that you shouldn't. So there is an airport in Tel Aviv, and they had to evacuate when an American family, of course, they found this old artillery shell as a souvenir, and the son packed it. And the person at TSA said something like, we're going to have to kind of clear out the area. Another passenger misheard and started shouting, terrorist shooting. And this is the actual commotion. Just panic and chaos. People running, screaming. Somebody else got flipped over a baggage carousel, got injured. All because someone misheard somebody say we have to clear out the area for a little bit so we can get this out of his luggage. So, I mean, double, triple check. If you have kids, you never know what they're going to pack. And that is what's weird.
Let's begin now.
Yo, let's get after it. Monday and a new week. Welcome aboard the KCLD Playhouse, all over your radio. What a do, Kat? How you living?
Good. Had a pretty good weekend. So we just chilled on Friday, and it was so rainy and dreary on Saturday, but we had a meat raffle at Charlie's, so that was very successful. Everybody came with 21s, and that's what you should do. If you have a youth sport that's there.
Did you win any meat?
I did not even.
I got skunked the last time we had one, too.
I didn't even pay for a ticket. We were just moving, literally just walking around every 2 seconds, spin the wheel, walk around. So that was cool. Liam and I watched 2 movies, snuggled up, so that was fun. And then on Sunday, I woke up, went grocery shopping, went and did what I had to do. I food prepped, so I don't waste any vegetables or fruit this week. I'm very excited. We have 2 baseball games, 2 practices, so we're going to be busy. And then 3-on-3 basketball last night in Elk River. So that was a good time. Liam killed it. That's always fun to see. So that was my weekend.
I woke up today, like every day, grateful for another day.
Sure.
But realizing that it was 8 years ago today, Kat. Do you remember what happened 8 years ago today?
8 years ago today. How old is my kid? Anything with my kid?
No.
8 years ago today.
It actually didn't have anything to do with you. It had to do with me almost losing my life 8 years ago today. I woke up today and I was just...
my God.
I felt blessed and I felt thankful.
Mm-hmm.
We had just hired a new employee here. His name was Jonathan. He had come to us from a radio station in Seattle.
Hell.
And Jonathan had arrived here, and being the hiring manager, I thought, you know what, on your first day, why don't I take you out to lunch?
So nice.
Jonathan hadn't quite figured out, like a lot of new employees here, hadn't figured out the parking situation, realizing that if you park on the street and you don't plug the meter, you will get ticketed. Well, he knew he was about to get his second ticket as we were going to go to lunch, and he said, why don't I drive?
Yeah.
I said, perfect. That's a great idea. So I opened up the front door. A sharpened giant axe was laying in the front seat, looking like it had just been used to kill maybe an entire family. I said, before I got in, I said, yo, why the sharpened axe in the front seat? The words were for protection.
I love how instead of keeping it to yourself, you came in the next day, you're like, oh my God, you will not believe what I saw in his front seat. I think he killed a bunch of people along the way.
I wouldn't even blink twice if I got in your car and you tucked a gun under the seat.
Yeah.
I would assume it's for some type of protection.
Right.
If you, like at one point, you used to carry a giant butcher knife under your seat.
I did.
I have a survival knife under my seat. I have for years and years and years. Ever since I started driving, my old man gave me one of his former survival knives from the military.
How many times have you had to survive?
Never. But I know that if it did go down, I have a better chance at making it.
Okay.
But this was a full-blown chopping down a tree today kind of axe, like a lumberjack look. And when I said, is it for decoration or protection, is what he said. He chose not a knife, not a crossbow, not a firearm, but a giant axe.
How would you have reacted to a crossbow? I feel like I would have probably had the same reaction.
No, I would assume the crossbow was for some type of sport.
Oh, okay.
The axe is just really, if you live in the city, only used for murdering.
True.
So I felt really good. When I woke up today, I felt blessed that I'm still with you. Jonathan, wherever you are, if you're listening to this, maybe via the podcast, know that I was scared. Very scared. I may not have shown it.
He's right behind you.
I was very, very scared. Ladies and gentlemen, it's wine season, and therefore we will consult the Playhouse wine mistress, Kat, as we bring forth Dalton to play a little wine game. What's going on today, Dalton? What are you up to, man?
Oh, I'm just doing a little inspection down in Howard Lake. I inspect water and sewer projects.
Right on. So you got a little time for some wine here. Now, what would you say is your favorite wine?
You know, I wasn't much for wine until I met my wife, and now we're kind of black box connoisseurs.
Okay.
Look at you, fancy boy. All right. Dalton, what I'm going to do here is we're going to just kind of keep track on who gets these right. I will ask Kat. I'll give her a title, a name, and she will tell me whether it's a real wine or not. And we'll go back and forth. We'll start with Kat, and then we'll go to you. And when we're done here, whoever has the most points wins. All right? So, Kat, you ready to start?
I am ready.
Mad Housewife. Is that a real wine or not?
That is a real wine.
Yes, it is. 1 point for Kat. Well done.
Thank you.
Dalton, Spinny Room wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say that's fake.
It is fake. Well done. Kat, Jam Jar wine. Is that real or fake?
Jam Jar. That's a cute wine name, so I'm going to say yes.
Nice job.
Okay.
You guys are doing well today. Dalton, Let's Fight wine. Is that real or fake?
Definitely real.
It's not. That's a fake wine. I made that one up. Let's Fight wine does not exist. But if we were looking for a great name, that might be it. Kat, Find Me a Hunk wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say fake.
You're absolutely right. Good job. All right, Dalton, got to get back on the board. Kat's winning 3-1 here. Tipsy McStumble. Is that a real or a fake wine?
Fake.
Fake is correct. Well done.
Okay.
Kat, Hey Mambo. Hey Mambo.
Hey Mambo.
Is that a real or a fake wine?
Mambo Italiano. I'm going to say that is real.
It is real. Wow.
You need to buy me wine. Roll. I'm doing so well.
Anybody that spends as much time in the wine aisle as Kat does, though, is probably going to win this game. All right, Dalton, to keep pace here. Mommy's Time Out. Mommy's Time Out. Is that a real or a fake wine?
I'm going to say that's fake.
No, that's real. It's absolutely real. All right.
We gave out mommy timeout like a few Mother's Days ago.
Did we have some of this to give away?
Yes, yeah.
That's really cool. All right, Kat, Dark Side of the Moon wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say real.
Wow. You are spot on with this game. Well done.
Ask me anything about presidents, and I have no idea what the hell I'm talking
about. The English language, presidents, math, anything else. Dalton?
Kat, I think they have meetings on Wednesdays.
Isn't that supposed to be anonymous?
She goes for the donuts. Dalton, Cat's Crying Time. Cat's Crying Time. Is that a real or fake wine?
I'm going to say it's fake, other than Kat's homebrew.
Yes, well done. Well, Kat, this will seal the deal. If you get this right, you absolutely outright win the contest.
Well, what do I get? I mean, he was going to get something.
Well, it's pride. You're playing for pride. I know you don't have much, so I'm trying to give you a little.
Right.
Kat, Middle Sister wine. The Middle Sister wine. Is that real or fake?
I'm going to say fake.
Oh, you got one wrong.
All right.
Dalton, here's the deal. Get this right, and you tie, which means you win.
All right.
Foreplay wine. Foreplay wine. Is that real or fake?
Real.
Real is right. Dalton's a winner!
That is not true. He's not a winner.
He's a winner.
Won the last one.
Just because he won the last one. You're a winner, good sir. Congratulations. Found myself, it was last night. Just kind of winding down Sunday. But Trish and I were watching Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
The Legends XL version.
Yep.
So these people are in the jungle for 2 months, 60 days. They walk in, no clothes, nothing. They got like a fire starter or a machete or something like that. And they find a way to survive for 60 days. Legitimately, if I were just to be straight up honest with you, you had to strip down, you had a knife and a little microphone around your neck. You got to carry a camera and you got a little satchel. How long could you survive?
Not long. I'm going to be
Could you get 3 days out of it?
If we build a quality shelter that has me elevated off the ground, I could probably pinch out about 4 days. But I mean, with my bowel issues and not having a colon, I mean, that's a problem within itself. And then the lack of water, I already get dehydrated faster than other people.
I feel like you're only taking. What would you have to give to the situation? What would you be able to provide as far as if there was two people? If you were with me, and I've got a little bit of survival skill, not nearly. I'm a city boy. I got a little bit of farmhand. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, what would you be able to provide to the situation?
Well, I'm very patient, so I could be a fisher woman. I could sit there and just fish at the watering hole all day. I could probably make some really quality hide shoes, which I've seen them make before, so our feet don't get hurt.
Okay, but we'd have to have hide. I'd have to kill something first.
Or you go and find something that another animal has left behind, so they eat everything, and then you just kind of soak it all up and let it dry out in the sun.
But we're gonna die.
I could probably build us a quality shelter.
You think you could? You think you could make like an A-frame or a lean-to?
I think I could totally do that.
Huh.
Yep. I have a little sitting room.
When I was watching last night, all I kept thinking to myself was, what if there is a purge? And what if we do survive the big bomb? And what if this ends up being the way that we have to kind of reestablish civilization? How many of us are actually going to make it past that fourth day where you're going to start starving?
No, I think we'd be fine.
I don't think so. I think there would be dead people everywhere.
The Playhouse podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.